I think for me, this was the first crisis. I've been a leader for about 4 years. I've been heading the organization for 4 years, and this is the first crisis I've led the organization through. So it's the first stint as a wartime leader, so to say. So it was challenging. Although in the markets profession, we are extremely used to volatility because we know that we live in 5 to 7 year cycles, and we are very, very extreme. So we have market ups and we have market downs, and people are naturally very resilient. I think what tested us the most is culture, because I mean, there's always been a belief that culture is on trading floors, it's in offices, it's in seeing each other on floors. And I think being able to lead people without physical presence, as cliched as it sounds, is actually very tough. I think it's the small things. It's doing a meeting and not being able to see who's participating and who's not participating. It's not being able to sense body language and things like that. So I think that was a complete readjustment. But as I say this, 1 year at the end of this crisis, we recorded our best financial year. And some fortune in our industry also, but I think we recorded our best financial year as a firm. So when this discussion of going back to office happens, I keep telling the team, clearly work from home works. And I think what the crisis has shown me is that human resilience is far bigger than any crisis.
Sure. Sandeep, what has your experience been?
Yeah, so we are from the pharmaceutical world. So one advantage we had is the purpose of business as in it's an essential service, and medicines have to be manufactured. So I think that way we had certain advantage to motivate people, but it was a huge crisis. We all know that, and initially the insecurities are very high because we have around 10,000 people on the field on sales job, and they're not doing any field work for months. So they start fearing will we lose jobs, for example. So I think the very first thing you have to do is reach out to people, assure them that we'll all sail through it together, and try to see life through, being in their shoes. So just being more connected with the grassroots, which is, I think, extremely important in our business, that was something which we reached out. And once that was kind of taken care of, I think things were okay. We obviously realized, like everybody here, that business still went on. It's not that when we were not calling on doctors, sales kind of came to zero. And for months, we had sales still going on. So we also learned a lot of things. One was resilience of people, which Radhika spoke about. And and I must also say, this was a time when I felt very inferior because the smallest of the grassroots people was going to work and I was not. And they just showed more courage than a lot of C-suite people. So I think that was something which I learned, and it was a humbling experience.
See, we always, and I firmly believe that we are in the people business. So we may be in automotive sector or financial, in any sector, but I think this crisis or the pandemic brought about the true spirit of being in the people business. And that really helped me personally also to look beyond the business objectives and then first look at people, because mostly in the second wave, actually in the first wave, we had some heads up from Europe, being a part of a large organization, that yes, this is coming in and India may also get into this lockdown stage. We had some learnings from there. But in the second wave, I think it came so fast and we had to readjust our businesses and our people, because it started affecting a lot of near and dear ones within the company, within the families. And therefore, I think for us, we had to reprioritize the business and immediately shift into much more people focus at this point of time. And frankly, it was a matter of 60 odd days. And now when we see it's already coming back, the people are resilient, as the panelists mentioned, and it's the business has come back much more strongly than even the pre-COVID time. So it's a matter of time, and the people prioritization, I think, is a very big learning as such.